Hey guys, so one of our CSI fans sent this amazing video. Why don't we have a look at it?
Hello. I'd like to play a game with you. Up until now, you just sat there as a voyeur watching other people in their videos without care about who that person is. Well, what do voyeurs see when they...
He wants to play a game. What do you think he means by that?
Oh dang, that's some Jenga, alright!
Hello, fellow Mavericks. I'm Mariana Espinosa, and I'm here with
Johnny Pacheco.
And this is CSI Today.
Is 7 years a long enough wait to bring justice to a family member? Or to anyone really?
The Hernandez family would know a thing or two about that. After their 15-year-old son, Sergio Hernandez, was shot by a Border Patrol agent back in the summer of 2010.
There are many different interpretations on what could have possibly happened this day. Sergio's family state that he and his friends were innocently playing a game along the border between Mexico and El Paso, Texas.
The game consisted of them daring each other to run, climb, and touch the U.S. fence.
On Sergio's way down, the Border Patrol agent, Jesus Mesa, fired at him from approximately 60 feet away while standing on U.S. soil, killing Sergio instantly.
Jesus Mesa portrays that Sergio was a juvenile and the shooting prevented what could have been smuggling since Hernandez had once attempted it.
As the case was brought up again to President Donald Trump, it was sent over to the Supreme Court, which was split 4-4. The Supreme Court simply upheld the lower ruling and went in favor of the agent. 11 million of our neighbors, mothers, fathers, and children are at risk of being deported. 11 million undocumented people make up 3.5% of the U.S., putting several families at risk of being separated.
Donald Trump has said, and I quote, "What we are going to do is get the people that are criminals and have criminal records, gang members, drug dealers, where a lot of these people, probably 2 million, it could be even 3 million, we are getting them out of our country."
On January 25, 2017, Trump signed an executive order that would expand to whom is considered a criminal. It's expanding to include people who have false Social Security.
Weeks after, the first undocumented person to be deported under Trump's order was Guadalupe Garcia de Reyes, who has lived in Arizona for 22 years. However, that was not enough for her not to get deported.
Now Garcia is forced to live away from her 2 kids and husband until lawyers are able to bring her back legally.
Garcia and her family aren't the only ones that will be separated. There is also 11 million people that have made the United States their home who will be forced to leave.
The separation of families isn't the only consequence to Trump's order, but this will also cause a shift of political and economic cost of deportation from Mexico to its northern neighbor.
Here to give us a Maverick perspective is Kent Ma.
Kyle, how do you feel about Donald Trump possibly lying about the number of criminal immigrants in the U.S.?
Well, politics are essentially science,
Okay.
and science is a best educated guess. And so there's no way that number is accurate because it's a guess.
Well, there you have it. A Maverick's perspective on Donald Trump and his immigration plan. Back to you.
Thanks, Kent. Now for the final story. The deadline for the Dakota Access Pipeline protesters to vacate the campsites passed on Wednesday, February 23rd. The protesters had ignored all suggestions from North Dakota officials to leave the site, but were eventually evacuated.
The Dakota Access Pipeline is a 1,200-mile pipeline used to transport crude oil. The pipeline will cost $3.7 billion to create, and it will reach across the states of North Dakota, South Dakota, Iowa, and Illinois.
The construction for the pipeline has already begun, except for the areas near the Standing Rock Sioux and the Fort Hood reservations. The tribes have tried to legally battle the decision, and they believe that they had succeeded when former President Obama suspended the construction of the pipeline, but Trump revived it when he signed executive orders for the pipeline to advance.
People have begun to gather since September, setting up camp on the construction site. Around 150 people evacuated the site peacefully on Tuesday, although they marched out chanting to the rhythm of their drums and waving their flags high.
Officials were ready to arrest any trespassers that remain at the sites, even though the protesters that have decided to stay do so without fear of being taken into custody.
The protesters opposed the pipeline, stating that they were not informed in the decisions to have the pipeline placed through their sacred land, desecrating it. They also argue that the pipeline will affect their water supply, their environment, and interfere with their fishing rights.
Lawsuits have been and will continue to be issued to resolve some legal questions referring to the legality of Donald Trump's approval of the permits needed for construction. They plan on battling the motion and put an end to the project. Thanks for watching, Mavericks. I'm Johnny Pacheco.
And I'm Mariana Espinosa.
See you next time.
We are the world. We are the children. We are the ones who make a brighter day. So let's start giving.
What are you doing?
The Cup song, it's totally trending right now.
Damn, Daniel, that thing is so old. Let me show you what's new.
Whatever, that's old too. What are those?
These are polos.
Why are you always lying?
Greens, potatoes, tomatoes, beans. Greens, potatoes, greens, potatoes, beans. Beans, beans, beans. Greens, potatoes, tomatoes, beans. Greens, potatoes, greens, potatoes, beans, beans.
What are you doing?
It's the new trend that's going on right now. The You Name It challenge.
That's like so old.
What is this? My grandpa dances to that. This is what's new.
Con los terroristas.
And do the Harlem Shake.